And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fresh Air Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about trucking. We're here with Big Things of Guan, one of the supporters. Let's get into it, Barry. Let's go. We are back. What's up, guys? Welcome to Fresh Air Podcast, man. It is Money Monday, and we got an episode that you guys have been asking for a very long time. We are here with Big Things of Guan, a.k.a. Jay. As you guys know, he's pretty active in the chat. He's been supporting for a while. He has a trucking company, a trucking business, and we're going to be talking about how to get started in the trucking business, whether it's you want to be a truck driver, scale up and create your own business, hire drivers, all that other stuff, and he's done it for 30-plus years, so we're going to talk about that with him. Quick announcement, we get into the show. Rumble.com/FreshToFit. As you guys know, that's the home base for us. If we ever get canceled, you know exactly where to find us. That is the home base, Rumble.com/FreshToFit. And then, CouncilClub.tv, guys, that is our headquarters, okay? That's where all of our content is. We got playlists over there. We do all of our live streams on there, so if you guys want the content that got banned or whatever that we can't put up on YouTube or anywhere else, it's all over there on CouncilClub.tv. Also, Mo organized all the playlists in there. We're going to be uploading a lot of our old episodes that are no longer on YouTube, but might also not be on Rumble because we weren't on Rumble at the time. We're going to upload them all over there, so you guys are going to be able to find everything all in one place, and they're all organized by playlist, whether it's a Money Monday, a special guest, all that stuff is going to be over there. And we're live streaming right now on all the platforms, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, etc. So make sure to support us on Council Club, guys, because that is really that's how you support the cause. Because you guys know we've been demonetized now for damn near a year.
And if you were in there in Vegas, you got to see behind the scenes of UFC and Power Slap. We showed you guys on Council Club only, so you missed it out if you weren't in there. And then as well, any updates for the party?
Well, you're the one that's getting the yacht. You tell me.
Yeah. What day you want to do it though?
Could we do it late July or early August?
We should do a vote actually with the audience later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it'll probably be that first week of August is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because but yacht isn't available until that first Sunday, right? The 28th?
After 28th, yeah.
So it would be, we could do that first weekend after.
Cool. That works.
That first weekend after, because they're probably going to want to do it on a Friday or Saturday.
But we're back, man. It's Money Monday.
Yeah, but we're back. By the way, we got a special guest in the house, man. We got Jay in the house. You guys know him as Big Things of Guan in the chat, man. And this is crazy because we got a chat ninja here in studio with us that's going to give you guys some game, man. So, you guys could, get your money up, get successful, and you could be here with us one day, man.
Yep.
Jay, we know who you are, but they might not. Can you introduce yourself to the people and tell them who you are?
So basically, my name is Jay. I go by Big Things of Guan on IG. And basically, I'm a truck driver. I have my own business. I've been supporting these two for a long time. So to be honest with you, it is actually a blessing, and it's actually a great opportunity to be on here with you fellas, because I'm going to tell y'all, I did not think I was going to get on.
Well deserved, man. You support us in the chat and on the yacht party as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. This is crazy because someone that's actually a part of the team is here, you know what I mean? It's that's supported. Now you're here, obviously going to give back to the people. Can you tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from, and how you got started?
So basically, I was raised in Jersey, right in the Philly area, honestly. So South Jersey, it's one of the same thing, honestly. And my dad was a truck driver for 30+ years. That's how I got in it. He took me on the road with him when I was 4 months old.
Wow.
So diesel is in my blood for the most part. It's in my blood, literally. So for me, that's what got me started. Whenever it was a day out of school, whenever it was any day that I could be with him, I was with him. So he taught me the essence of working hard right out the gate. And trucking is my passion. It's something that I love to do. it's not the same as it was in the 90s and the 80s and stuff like that. So for y'all asking, this is why Myron said 30 plus years of experience, because I literally have that much experience in this game, and I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do.
So, but it wasn't always trucking, right? Like you had, you worked in corporate America first. Can you tell them a little bit about that? So like how you kind of
basically
switched over?
Yeah, basically, I always wanted to work for myself. At 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, people used to ask me what it is I wanted to do. And I always said I wanted to own a trucking business. And but I never wanted to be a truck driver, as I was explaining to him earlier. I never wanted to be a truck driver. I just wanted to own my own trucking business. So I was in corporate America for, I want to say, about 8 or 9 years.
What'd you do?
So I was a billing clerk for a trucking company. And also I was a dispatcher, and I was also a broker. So I've learned that side of it too, which is why certain things have come easier to me doing this. And what I want to do is I want to provide you guys that are watching the opportunity to learn from my mistakes and not make those same mistakes, so that y'all can be successful even more so than what I am.
Right.
Okay. So, so even when you were in corporate America, you were still handling logistics for a trucking company.
Yes.
So
That's smart.
Yeah. So you're well versed in this. So okay, someone's watching this right now, right? And they're probably like, okay, I want to get into the trucking world. I want to be a truck driver. Maybe I want to be a dispatcher, whatever it may be. Can you tell us how they can kind of get their foot in the door? What's the first step that they need to take to get into this type of industry?
So basically, you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why exactly do I want to get into trucking? Because it is not a thing where you get into it and you're going to make this stupid amount of money right away. You have to put your time in, you got to put your effort in, and you have to do everything to the best of your ability, especially doing trucking. You have to always be aware. But the first thing that you want to do, if you want to get into trucking, look up certain information. And the first thing you do, and they usually pay for it, whatever state you're living in, if you go down to the career center in whatever state you're living in, they will pay for you to have to get your CDL.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You go to trucking school, and they will actually pay for you to do that.
So step one, get your CDL, but you can get a CDL through a career center.
Through a career center.
Oh, shit. Because if you were to do it yourself, isn't it a couple $1,000s?
It's a couple of $1,000s, and it's like, if you've never had any training, how are you going to know how to drive a truck?
Yeah.
So in that aspect, that's what I did. I didn't have to do it, but I was like, well, hell, if the state is funding it, why not take the opportunity?
So there's career centers. How do you even get into one of these career? I don't know if you can maybe just tell us the process of how it works in whatever state that you did it in.
Yeah, so I did it in city is Huntsville, and the state is Alabama. So I did it in Huntsville, Alabama. Me and my cousin actually went at the same time, and so we both have had our CDLs for the same amount of time. And but what you do is you go Google it, go to your career center, and what they'll do is they'll give you a test that you have to take. It's basic arithmetic, so basic mathematics, basic English, and they ask you some IQ questions. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. If I could pass it, y'all definitely could.
Okay, all right.
Is it easier if you drive stick shift beforehand? Does it make it easier or no?
It just depends, because it's a different pattern. But I mean, for me, it was all my cars have been manual. I drive a 13-speed truck right now, so they have came out with automatic trucks. Now here's the thing: when you go to trucking school, you will have to learn in a manual truck.
Right.
You have to learn a manual truck. Now, let me back up. They have it now, because they didn't have it when I was, going to trucking school, but they have it now. You'll have a choice. You'll have, if you want to learn the manual or if you want to learn in the automatic. The only thing is, if you learn in the automatic, once you get your license, you are then restricted to only automatic trucks.
Oh.
And I wouldn't suggest anyone do that, because why would you already want to put restrictions on yourself right out the gate?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good tip.
All right. So, so going back, so you go ahead and you get your CDL, and you can get it through a career center. And you were describing the process with Huntsville.
Yeah.
So so you went to this, how long How did you get the funding? Like, how do you even go about it?
So basically, they contact the school for you.
Okay.
They tell you what school you're gonna attend. They look for the closest one in the vicinity.
Okay.
So they pay for everything. Like, so they send the school the money.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how that works. And then you'll take your written test first, and then you'll take your driving test. Because for us, it was 4 weeks. Now, technically speaking, me personally, I don't know what you can learn in 4 weeks. I think that's kind of dangerous. But it's for bigger companies to take you the rest of the way, so they'll train you and all that stuff. I had said coming out of trucking school, I'm not going to no big company because you're just a number.
Okay.
So I went to a smaller company to start out. I think they had like 7 or 8 trucks.
Okay. So you get your CDL, and this is well over a decade ago, right?
Yeah,
like you get your CDL, and you got, I'm assuming, in manual.
Yeah.
Which, if you get a manual CDL, you basically could do automatic.
You can do automatic if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get your CDL, and you were able to do it through a company. Now, assuming you don't go through a company and you do it yourself, how much is someone going to need to do it, be able to get a CDL nowadays?
So
roughly,
basically, what you'll need to do is the fees are about. It depends on the state you live in.
Okay.
But the fees aren't that expensive. It's like $275.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not that bad.
Also, I thought it was going to be a couple thousand.
No. To get your CDL, because once you take the test, you can then put endorsements on it, on your license.
Okay.
You can put endorsements on your license, whether it be hazmat or tanker or heavy hauling. You could do it that way.
Is it the schooling that costs a couple thousand then?
It's the schooling that
okay,
does.
that's what costs
It's
the extra
schooling
money.
that does.
Okay.
Because
so the
they're
license
taking you through
itself
the
isn't the problem. It's the schooling to get the license.
Yeah. And the only way you're going to be able to get your license is if you pass the driving test. So a lot of people don't know how to drive a truck. They don't know how to drive a stick. So and they don't. I mean, to me, it's like driving a big car. I've been doing it for so long.
Gotcha.
But yeah. That's
so if
that's
someone's
the
coming in doesn't know it at all, it might be better for them to go to a school, learn it, then go take the test. But the school is going to cost them some money. Or they can study by themselves and try to find a truck somehow and practice on that.
Yes.
So those are your options.
Those are your options. Now, I would highly recommend that you go to trucking school. When my dad did it, because he actually went to trucking school. When my dad did it, he was in school for 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Because here's the thing, and this is just me being, straight up with everybody, everyone watching. Again, I don't see what you can learn in 4 months. I just
4 weeks, you mean?
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Sorry, 4 weeks. I don't see what you can learn in 4 weeks because it's very dangerous, man. I mean, truck driving, and just so y'all know, truck driving is the 3rd most dangerous job to have in the U.S.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because of all the accidents and stuff.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Now, whether that has went down, I haven't checked in a while, but whether that has went down, I'm not too sure. But when I checked last time, which was a few years ago, it was the 3rd most dangerous job to have. It's so many accidents on the road on a daily basis.
And the severity of the casualties.
Yes. The casualties are crazy sometimes.
Okay. So we got a crash course on how to get started. So you have basically 2 options. You either A, pay 3 options really. A, you pay your own way, go to the school, take the license, done. Or get one of these career centers to pay for it, do it your way, or the career centers to pay for you. Then you go to school, then you take the test, and then you do it that way. Or if you're lucky and someone has a truck, right, you could study for it on your own, use that truck in practice, and then go ahead and do the test without going to school.
Yep.
Okay, but you obviously advise people go to trucking school and get it done that way.
Unless your pop or your uncle or someone of that caliber or nature is a truck driver and they can teach you, then you'll save yourself. I mean, but again, you're not paying for it.
Yeah,
the state is.
Yeah.
My cousin is actually doing it because he started his own trucking business as well.
Okay.
But he's doing box trucks. But I told him, I said, you might want to just go ahead and get your CDL because it looks so much better on paper, man. It just looks more professional. And that's the thing, guys. It's called professional truck drivers.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have taken that professional part out.
Yeah.
So.
And you opt for manual over automatic at all times?
I do because it's just better control.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's better control, man. Like it's just, and to me, it's safer.
So I had a cousin that used to do trucking for a living, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he told me, long story short, it is a lot of work, and it looks easy, but it's not.
It's not.
What does it actually entail to be a trucker? You would say, like the actual good and bad.
Okay, so let's start with the ugly first.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to not have to be like on the road 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. That's why I got with a smaller company. I was home every week. I was off on weekends. Sometimes I would have to leave out on Sundays. Sometimes I wouldn't. But at the end of the day, like the worst part that can possibly happen to you is that you get into an accident or you get out of shape and you start having a whole bunch of health issues, because you can start to pick up a lot of weight because all they have out there is fast food. That's all they have out there at truck stops.
Yeah.
That's all they have is fast food.
So many truck drivers are out of shape. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, I try to stay in shape. There's actually a trucker that actually follows you guys. He's I forget, man. God forgive me. I forget his IG, but he does fitness trucking. Like he's a trucker and he does fitness.
I think I've seen it in the chat before.
Yeah.
He's in the Castle Club chat.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
Castle
that's
Club?
him.
All right.
That's him. That's him.
Chest Packer truck.
Oh,
Chest
yeah,
Pack
yeah,
trucker.
yeah.
Yep, that's
Shout out
him.
to him.
He's a Castle
shout
Club
out to you,
OG.
bro.
Shout out to him. Okay, yeah,
Castle Club OG.
I think
Yeah.
it works out in the truck, right?
Yeah, he
Or-
works out in the truck. He also goes to the gym too when he has time. And that's another thing. Your health is the most important thing when you're doing anything, but especially in trucking, because so I do flatbed.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that, but I do flatbed, so I make sure that I get out. I have to tie down the loads. I gotta chain them down because I just haul nothing but steel.
Okay.
That's all I haul is steel plates, like for infrastructure and stuff like that. I might do lumber here and there or something else, but yeah, for the most part, I have customer freight, which we'll get into that too.
Okay.
But you know, I'm sorry for veering off, but to answer your questions, man, the worst part is being out there on the road, not seeing your family. If you have a family, it's a very difficult strain on your relationship, on your family, or what have you. Your kids, not seeing them the way you would like to. But that's really like the worst part of it, just getting out of shape and not being able to go home when you need to and not having that R&R time.
Because you're right. He mentioned, for example, back then, him being single helps. When he had a wife and kids, it was harder because he was away from home for so long. And also, he said it was hard to stay awake sometimes on long trips.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
So that has happened to me multiple times. I like to go get it, bro. I go hard in the paint, man. Like, I like to go get it. So for me, when you wear yourself down, and that was I'm just gonna say this. So y'all that want to be truck drivers or that are truck drivers, when y'all get tired, please pull over. It's not worth it. It's not worth you passing away. It's not worth you killing somebody. You know, it's just not worth it. So when you're tired, just pull over, man.
So he had a friend that used to drive truck with him as well, and guy fell asleep at the wheel, hit a tree, died instantly.
Yeah.
And he's driving a big ass truck too.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, truck, like, they crumble like paper. There are cars out here that are more durable than a truck is. Honestly, I'm dead serious. Like,
Gotta be Volkswagen.
It's
Gotta
right.
be Volkswagen, bro. Gotta be.
It's all fiberglass for the most part. So they break apart, man. When they do damage, bro.
Okay.
They do damage. But I didn't answer the good part about it. The good part about it is you can make a lot of money depending on what you're doing. Now, I know there are certain companies where you can make a ton of money, like Walmart. Walmart's a good one to start with. They make really good money. But coming out of school, you have to have at least, and this is the thing, you have to have at least 6 months to a year experience. Some companies require you to have 2 years experience.
Wow.
But when you're coming out of school, like, you could drive for companies like Swift or JB Hunt or Schneider, places like that will actually take in new drivers, train them, and you can get a sign-on bonus. You get benefits after the first like 90 days or something like that, 60 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so
right away.
Right away.
But does that mean you have to be exclusive to them? You can't do freelance jobs?
Yeah, you gotta be
exclusive to them, right?
Yeah.
You can't just pick up random loads in Laredo and shit.
No, nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, so we talked about how to acquire the CDL, the many ways that you can get it, and then going to school and how to get it funded. They get their CDL. What's the next step?
The next step is you ask yourself if this is what I really want to do.
Okay.
Even though you went through all that training, is this what I really want to do?
Okay.
And what will happen is these career centers make it easier for you, like make it very easy for you to start making money right out the gate.
Okay.
Because the major trucking companies are actually going to be recruiting people from the school. And then sometimes you can actually put in somewhere where you might want to work and they might actually take you in and train you.
Okay.
So that's how you get that started.
Okay. Now, let's say you didn't go through a career center and you're doing it yourself. Do you have to manually apply to all these places?
You have to manually apply to those places, yes.
Okay. If you like, let's say you did everything on your own. You went and passed the test on your own. You're, a resourceful guy. You read it, and you maybe have a truck that you can borrow, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Someone taught you. So you have to go ahead and apply. Let's assume that they're not using a career center. What are some companies that you think that this should apply for them out the gate after they just got their license? The ones you mentioned before, Snyder, etc.
Yeah. Just the bigger companies, because those companies, they
Can you go through it one more time? You said Walmart, Schneider.
But Walmart actually wants experience.
Okay, so
but,
with no experience. Then.
Yeah, so with no experience, you could do like Swift, Schneider, TMC. They're a flatbed company. Warner. And there's a few others, but if you Google it, they will show you which ones will take you in, and that's the best thing to do. Is to Google certain companies, but I just gave you guys like 5 or 6 companies.
Yeah.
And they are,
Yes,
they actually are good companies to start with. Now, me, like I said, I went with a smaller company because I just didn't want to just be another number.
Right.
Okay.
Because they will keep you out on the road for weeks. That's what they will do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the potential to make money is there. You'll be working, but it's going to be slave labor in the beginning.
At first, yes. Everyone has to put in their time.
Okay.
You got to pay your dues.
Okay.
You have to.
So let's say you follow all these steps here, along with the actual getting the job. What's the starting salary you would say for somebody getting into it?
Starting salary, it ranges between, you're going to make over $50K right away for the most part. Right away. But it ranges anywhere between $50,000 to $70,000 a year, depending on who you go with. Like, for example, now, if you go for a company like Schneider, they actually do tanker as well, and that's hazmat work. So they automatically off the rip have to pay you a certain amount, but of course they're going to train you first, and then if you want to venture off into tanker, then that's what you can do, and they will pay you. And then actually, if I'm not mistaken, they will actually give you health insurance before any other position they have.
Gotcha.
So I think it's
you go to the top of the list to get the health insurance benefits
when
because
you do
of doing
hazmat.
that. Okay.
So hazmat's like, flammable, anything flammable, liquid, like, stuff like that.
Okay. Interesting. And okay. So they can go ahead and damn, I had a question, but now I just forgot it.
You mentioned getting the CDL.
Yep.
And then applying for the jobs.
Yep.
If you're
The
not
companies.
career center.
Yeah. And then you asked them how much they pay. God damn it! I forgot what I was going to say.
So what's the max you can make actually from, let's say, for example, you start out 50, 70K. What can you get to eventually, maybe 2, 3, 4 years into it?
If you're working for a company or if you're working for yourself, because those are two totally different platforms.
Let's do both, company and then yourself.
Okay, so company, I think Walmart drivers are pulling in $100K a year, man. Walmart drivers are pulling in like $100 to $120K a year.
I remember what I was going to say. The trucks.
Yes.
Because obviously you just graduate, you're probably not going to have that kind of money to have your own truck.
Right.
Are these companies that you work for going to supply you with the trucks?
Yes, they do.
I'm assuming. Okay.
They do. They have
so these
hundreds of trucks.
Okay, so they'll give it to you, and you'll go that route.
Yeah, you'll go that route. You'll have a trainer at first, so you'll have to stay with your trainer for I think 5 to 6 weeks or something like that.
Okay.
And then they'll assign you your own truck, and they just throw you to the wolves.
Okay. And this is where I got. These are the two questions I want to ask you. First, do they supply with your own trucks? You said yes. The second one is it more lucrative, and should someone in the beginning, when they get these trucks, start saving up that beginning salary to get their own?
Okay, it just depends, because there are a lot of people that don't want that responsibility of having their own truck, because it is a lot of work. So
maintenance, care,
fuel,
tires,
and we'll get into the whole fuel thing. But let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I got one truck. I have one truck. I spend $13,000 a month just on fuel.
Sheesh.
Oh wow.
Just on fuel.
Just on gas.
So again, this is not for everybody, but when we get into the owner operator side, I'm going to break down by steps, what you can do. And that's a very good point that you said, that you made.
Should they save up once they start up? Should they save up?
Yeah, and the thing is, it's going to be easy to save because you're not going to be able to spend your money on anything.
Yeah,
you're going to be
true.
on the road the whole time. So if you can't save while you're on the road, there's something wrong.
A lot of these truck drivers in the beginning probably don't even have a home address, do they? Maybe a P.O. box.
They might have a P.O. box, or they might have a home address, and all they're doing is paying their rent. The lights aren't on, so that's all they're really paying for.
Yeah.
So yeah, to actually get into that, to get into trucking is something that you really have to consider because it is a lot of work. We are not just holding the steering wheel all day. It's a lot of work, man. Like it's you can become fatigued very easily.
I have a friend that started driving trucks a couple years ago. He went from driving trucks to actually owning the company, and he buys trucks to lease out to other people. He's making every month now $400K a month.
Yes.
How do you even get there, bro?
So
what the heck?
So what you do is,
this is the owner operator side.
yeah,
I'm
that's
assuming,
more
right?
the owner operator side. So
$400 a month, bro.
if you guys want to segue into that, then
so
we
hold
can.
on.
But
Before we do that, then let me ask this then, because I want to make sure we get the guys covered
all the
that want to
companies.
just get into this crap. So step one, get your CDL. You can go through it whether you go through a agency that supports you, that's state paid, because I guess I'm assuming truck drivers is a needed profession since they're funding it.
It is. It's needed.
There's been a decline on them, right?
It's that's political. We're not going to get into that because you guys are on YouTube. We're not going to get into that. We can talk about that behind the scenes, but yes and no.
They're needed.
Yes and no. We're needed, but it's not as much as they're saying it is. But yes, we're needed.
Okay, so you go. So step one is to get your CDL, and you can go doing that whether the agency pays for it or you can fund it yourself and study for yourself.
Yes.
Go to trucking school. Once you acquire that CDL, you named several businesses that will go ahead and hire you with little to no experience.
Yep.
They will supply you with your own truck. You can stay in that world where you basically work for these companies and you're on the road all the time, etc. And you can make somewhere between 50 to 70K within your first few years.
Right.
And then scale up to 100K. And then we talked about you could do the hazmat, the more hazmat stuff.
The more hazmatic
You're
stuff.
transporting oil, stuff like that, stuff that's flammable, etc. You get paid more for that.
Yeah.
So you could do that through these companies. But
and
obviously,
heavy hauling too.
Heavy
hauling, it pays.
What's that?
So heavy hauling, when you see your cranes and stuff built in these buildings,
Okay.
and your tractors and your bulldozers and stuff,
Gotcha.
that are really big, that's heavy hauling.
Okay.
And so like even airplanes, like, and of course that's government contract, and that's a whole nother side of it. But even like aircrafts and stuff like that, I mean that stuff pays.
What are the different
amazing.
disciplines that you can get into before we get into the owner operator side? You got heavy hauling. You said hazmat.
Hazmat.
What else?
So you have heavy
Government
hauling,
contracts?
hazmat, government contracts.
Okay.
But if you're working for a company and they already have government contracts, that's actually a good way for you to learn about it, pick people's brain about it. That way, if you decide that you want to get your own truck and do that, you can do it.
So you suggest if you're going to go the government contract route, work for a company first.
Yes.
See how the hell they're even doing it before you go into that. Okay.
Yeah, because Myron, here's the thing, bro, and Fresh, here's the thing. This is what it is. There are so many people that go belly up, bro, just because they see what they want to make and it's not a reality. They don't understand what goes into it. So in order for you to own a trucking business, in order for you to own certain things, you absolutely have to understand how to manage your money first.
Gotcha.
And the way to discipline yourself doing that is to save as much money as you can by little things like, that's going to help you along your journey of trucking, because it's very good when you are an owner operator. It's very good sometimes, but then you're going to hit those spurts where it's just like, why the heck did I do this?
That's solid advice. Let me ask you this then. How long should someone drive for a company or, under the auspice of a more professional background before they go into the owner operator realm?
Well, since we don't deal with we don't deal with the exception to the rule, right?
Yeah.
We deal with
in general for the average person.
So for the average person, I would say 2 to 3 years.
Minimum. Okay.
Minimum. But if you are a savant at managing money, then you could get into it as early as a year or so.
Okay.
But so guys, if y'all want to own if you want to own your own trucking business, if you want to become an own operator, not necessarily even own your own trucking business, but if you want to become an own operator, what you do is, again, you save that money, because I wouldn't suggest anyone start a company in trucking or even becoming an own operator till you have at least $10,000 to $20,000
Ready to
saved up,
Okay.
just in case something happens. And it's always a matter of when, not if.
Okay.
100%.
10 to 20K saved up. Okay. So, and they can save that within a year or a couple of years.
Absolutely.
They can save that.
Absolutely,
While
bro.
simultaneously learning these things.
Oh, and by the way,
Yeah.
it's a very easy way to build your credit, because if you get a couple of credit cards and you're just spending them out there on the road and you're paying them off, by the time you go to get a truck, you could put zero money down on a truck.
Yep.
And a
so that
brand
2 to 3
new one
years is also
yes.
is also critical for building up your credit as well.
Yeah.
So we got heavy hauling, hazmat, government contracts. What else? Are there any other? You said you do flatbeds,
I
right?
do flatbed.
Is
I
that
do
what
flatbed.
most people? That's like the most. Isn't that the most common?
Flatbed, I would say it's a toss up between flatbed and dry van. But then you do
And what
have
you said.
flatbed and dry van. Dry van is where you haul like your goods, like a Walmart does.
Containers?
Like, yeah, containers
Okay.
too. Containers is different,
Food,
but you can make
basically.
money off of that too. That's
Okay.
there's
Okay, let
money
me
in
write that down. Okay, containers. So, okay, is driving like driving food?
Yeah, so anything that's dry goods. So it could be car
So
parts.
Dry goods.
People actually put cars in there sometimes.
Okay, for drive-in.
Yeah,
And then
dry
what's
van.
container?
Container is just like dry van, but a lot of that stuff is expedited.
So,
So,
food.
yeah.
We're talking food.
Yeah,
Fruits, vegetables, stuff like
food,
that.
Fruits and vegetables, but there's a difference between a dry container and one that's refrigerated. It's just like a regular trailer. And then you have a refrigerated trailer, which hauls all the produce, the milk, the eggs, all that stuff. And there's a refrigerator unit in the front of the trailer where you can actually adjust the temperature. That way the stuff doesn't spoil or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay. So you got container, and that breaks down into what'd you say again? It was one that's refrigerated and one that's not.
Yeah, one that's refrigerated, one that's not. It's just like dry van, containers, they're all the same thing at the end of the day.
Okay.
And the only thing with dry van is that a dry van is just like a whole trailer. Like with a container, you can actually take the container off. You've seen container ships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you can actually take the container off of that trailer part and then put another one on there.
So drive-in is the general category. Container is within drive-in.
Yes.
And then within container, you got refrigerated and non-refrigerated.
Yeah, exactly.
food. And then you got flatbed. What is flatbed called? That's like when you can haul like anything. You said, right? Like,
Basically, like you could haul trees on there. And I'm not talking about the sticky icky guys.
yeah.
But you can haul trees on there. You can haul
Anything.
anything on there, like
He's Jamaican,
steel.
right? So, I mean, makes sense.
Bahamian.
I'm just kidding,
You stop playing.
Things are going on.
And then okay, so I got heavy hauling, hazmat, government contracts, flatbed, drive-in, which also contains container. Anything else in there that we can, as far as like different? No, yeah. Was there anything else?
So when we're talking about heavy hauling, you have to have a trailer called a low boy. A low boy is just a flatbed for the most part, but it has a detachable part in the front, so you can drive the equipment off of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then oh my gosh, can't believe I almost forgot this. Car hauling.
Okay, car hauling
Fellas,
is another class. Okay.
or ladies in the chat, fellas in the chat, I'm telling you, car hauling is another one. Car hauling is a cheat code. I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get into it, but car hauling is a cheat code, and once you know it, oh my gosh, bro.
Oh, is this
They're
like we're
bringing in
talking
money.
Is this when we're talking like someone doesn't want to drive their car across country and you're bringing it across
Yes.
for them? That
Yes,
okay.
that. And that's what I ultimately want to do in closed car hauling, so I can haul exotics.
Yeah.
Like that's like the dream that I want to do.
Okay.
That's my dream.
I have friends that do, like, for example, a lot of meet and greets around around the world, and they'll go to like Vermont, they'll go to, like, for example, California,
Yeah.
and they'll all put the cars on a trailer truck. I think it's around, like, per car, like 2 to 5K per car. It's a lot.
Yeah, and it depends on
Adds
what
up.
car. Because if you're going across country, you're adding in the miles and you're adding in the rate. And that's another thing. You get paid. A lot of people get paid unless you're on a 1099. But if you're on a 1099, a lot of people pay you percentage. They don't pay you. They don't pay you per mile. And per mile these days, man, I mean, it's went down so much. But luckily for me, I'm blessed enough to have customer freight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out of all these options here, what's the most, I want to say, lucrative one you would choose from to make money? As much money as possible.
Well, there's a lot of lazy people in the world, so a lot of people don't want to do flatbed. because that requires work. I did that for a specific reason.
Okay. Why did you do flatbed?
I did flatbed because
Easiest to find jobs, maybe?
yeah, it's very easy to find freight. It's easy to find freight. It's easy to find freight.
And when you say freight, you mean like finding loads that you could transport, where you can basically get awarded a contract to drive it.
Absolutely. But dry van is the most repetitive one. Like, you can find loads anywhere in dry van.
Yeah.
Anywhere. But flatbed, you can haul a lot of things, and it pays a little more too.
Okay.
Yeah, flatbed pays a little more. Like,
and I can see why this car hauling is so. Because, dude, everyone I know that always does. Man, it's so expensive to move my car across, but it's a luxury.
Dude.
So you can upcharge them as much as you want, because the people that are paying for this have expendable income. Clearly.
right. Well, but see, with car hauling, it's not just for those people that want their car transported. You got Ford, Mazda. They have their stuff.
The dealerships.
Have you ever seen Lambos and stuff on top of the trailer?
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know what?
Oh, yeah,
they don't
man.
want to put miles on the car.
Absolutely.
I got a buddy of mine. I don't know what he does. He's got, like, too much money. He'll literally get a truck to take his car from Fort Lauderdale to Miami, not to put miles on the car. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you, man? But it adds up. He shouldn't does that. But he don't want to put miles on the car.
Hold on.
Wow.
I mean, I get it, but goddamn, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'd rather drive, man. I like the sound of the engines and stuff. I'd rather drive. That's just me.
So just in this past little bit, we've covered so much. We've covered how to get your CDL. We've covered the different routes to acquire it, whether you're paying for it, whatever, through an agency, how much it's going to cost you, etc. How the type of truck, how to get your first job, and then what type of trucks you're going to be, the type of hauling you're going to be doing. It could be heavy hauling with a lowboy trailer, hazmat, government contracts, flatbeds, drive-in, which also has containers, which goes into more refrigerated, non-refrigerated, and then we got car hauling, which is which, and then in there even you can go with working with exotics, or working for dealerships, or working privately for people that just want to move their car across country.
Yes.
Anything else?
So, I guess if you want to segue into being an owner operator, we can do that.
Yeah.
But for starting out, yes, I mean, that's just a basic breakdown of how you do stuff. Because if you're just coming out of school and stuff, and I promise you, people these days are not going to stay at one job for 25 years. They don't do that anymore.
Right. I can only imagine if you got like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini deal, the car hauling. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, bro.
I meant to ask you though. Let's say I'm gonna get into trucks, right, and buy a truck. Should I buy used or new?
Now this is the owner-operator cut, right? Yeah. Okay, so real quick, before we get into the owner-operator, we got a word from our sponsor real quick. Bills, you got it?
Yes, sir. 1 second.
Okay. So, Ninjas, you guys can see I got this offensive Rumble hoodie on here, guys, and Rumble has a store. So we're gonna, if you guys want to go ahead and get some Rumble merch, right?
It's very fitting for you, Myron.
Yeah, it's offensive, exactly.
Very fitting for you.
Because I am offensive. Okay.
At least.
Yeah, it's gotten us in trouble a few times.
Naturally,
It's definitely got us in trouble a few times, but it is what it is.
A few times?
So yeah, Rumble's exclusive apparel has finally arrived, guys. They're now offering 20% off on all purchases in the Rumble store with the discount code DROP20. If you want to support the brand that is fighting for free speech and fighting for our First Amendment, this is the best way to do it. They have tees, sweaters, hats, plus much more. Go to rumble.store and make sure to enter DROP20 as the promo code to get 20% off your entire order. Right now I got the, this is a size large. You guys know I'm 6'3", about 195-ish. So this is a size large for me. Fits fine. This is an offensive hoodie, so just so you guys have an idea. But yeah, man, go get the merch, guys. Support free speech, man. Like I said, you ain't going to see me wearing anything else besides Rumble stuff and Fresh Fit mostly, right? Or unless I get to support one of our guys that we work with. But yeah, go get the merch, guys. Support Rumble, man. Support free speech. And yeah, man, fight against big tech and censorship, man, because this shit is annoying, especially it's an election year, man.
True freedom.
So, yeah, guys, check them out. Now we're going to segue into, I think so the first chapter here, right? Please put this in the timestamps or clip that part for you guys. We covered how to get into trucking as a brand new person. You want to just make some money, etc.
CDL.
As an employee.
How to start.
Yeah. How much money you need to start up, how long you should be saving. You should be saving how much you'll need. So now, let's say they've been working for 3 years. They followed your advice. They did all types of different hauling. They're confident now, like, you know what, man, I'm going to go get my own truck and do this shit myself. These companies are making a bunch of money off of me. I want to start seeking some of that profit. What is the first thing they should do? How should they go about it, getting into now the more entrepreneurial side of this?
Okay, so the entrepreneurial side of it is just getting your own truck in general.
Step one.
Step one is just getting your own truck. You pick out a truck. Me personally, I like older trucks because you don't have to run electronic logbooks. You can run paper logs. And paper logbook is like, with electronic logbooks, they monitor everything that you do. And you're required to take a 10-hour break. Yes, you are. You're required to take a 10-hour break.
Mandatory.
Mandatory 10-hour break.
You get arrested if you don't, right? They're pretty serious on that.
Yeah.
Department of Transportation?
You don't get arrested, but you will get fined. And that fine can be anywhere from, if you have log infraction, it can be anywhere from $500 to $1,500.
And let me guess. Do you have to pay out the pocket, or does the company responsible for it?
The company's responsible for it, but some of them will dock you your pay.
From your pay.
From your pay.
Yeah.
And they might not do it all at once, but they will dock you.
I
They
got
will dock
money.
you.
Yeah. So of course they're going to get their money somehow. So
Yeah, and if you're a bigger company, you're always going to have those issues anyway if you're
Yeah.
a bigger company, because when you have 3,000 or 4,000 plus drivers on the road, you're going to have
those issues. You have money set aside just for that.
Yeah.
And who is it that enforce? Just out of curiosity, I know it's Department of Transportation, but is it mostly the troopers that enforce that, or?
It's Department of Transportation. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not really, the troopers only doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
They just work for the bigger branch. That's all they do.
Okay. All right. So
Man.
you were okay. So you get the first thing is to get your first truck. You said an older truck. What year range are we talking right now?
So there's a thing called glider kits. Now, what glider kits are, what a glider motor is a motor that does not have DEF. That's supposed to make the fuel burn cleaner. It's on all the newer trucks.
Okay.
If you have a pre-DEF engine, you do not have to run e-logs, electronic logbook.
Okay. So
If you have an older, so when we're talking about years, it'll be anywhere from it could be anywhere from you can go as far back as 80s if you want.
Damn.
okay.
You can go as far back as
from
80s.
80s until when did these electronic logbooks be? What year did they start? So what year should
Well, they started. It has to be, the motor has to be 1999 or
newer?
1999 or older.
Okay, 99 or older.
1999 or
is
older.
Pre-def.
It's pre-def.
So it means it's non-electronic logs.
Yeah, non-electronic logbooks. Yep.
So-
And you can usually find. I mean, you have people that custom, like they customize these trucks, but you can find an older truck for like 15 to 20K.
So I mentioned, before the question was, should I buy used or new? When it comes to buying used, can we get loans on those used trucks?
You can, but it
Yeah.
can't. So here's another thing. There are trucks out there that are newer, like 2000, anywhere from like the 2010s to like 2020 or 2018, 2019,
Yeah.
where they have glider kit motors in them. So they still don't have to run e-log, and then you get all the benefits of having a newer truck with all the
Gotcha.
essentials in it and stuff like refrigerator and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'd go that route. I just like older trucks because they're easier to work on.
okay.
But you can get a newer truck
Without the electric log.
Yeah. Yep.
And those are, do you know what year range those come into, or they're in any year?
They're from around like 2010ish to 2019 or 2020.
Okay. So you can't find these modern trucks that don't have the e-logs.
You can.
But I think the bottom line that we're trying to get to the people is avoid e-logs if you can when you purchase your first truck.
Yes, if you can do it, but if you already have something, well, the thing is, most people that are going to purchase a truck, they're going to lease onto a company.
Yeah.
That, guess what, probably has e-logs anyway.
So there's no way really to avoid it then.
They're gonna track the miles anyway, and as well services. That's crazy.
Yep.
So I guess the best practice is try to avoid e-logs if you can.
If you can.
But
if you
the
can.
reality is when you get contracted by these companies, they're going to e-log you anyway.
Yeah, some of them do half e-log, some of them don't.
Okay.
Like, so you'll have a company that if they have a newer truck, you have e-logs in that truck. If you have an older truck, they're going to let you run paper.
But if you're an owner-operator, do you have to use their trucks?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't have to use their truck. What I'm saying is, like, with the e-logs, you have companies that you'll lease onto. Like, you're basically a contractor.
Yeah.
So you're going to be on a 1099.
Yep.
So which means you're going to have to pay for your own fuel.
Yep.
You're going to have to pay for your own maintenance and all that stuff. Most companies will give you a fuel card.
Okay.
And when they give you a fuel card, all they're doing is just taking that fuel that you use for that week.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking it off your pay.
Okay.
That's it.
So So you're responsible for everything.
Everything.
Now, when you say, can you describe real quick to the people what a log is in general? So you got paper logs and electronic logs, but what is that specifically?
So a logbook, you have 24 hours in a day, as we all know. You have 24 hours in a day. You are allowed a 14-hour day. You're allowed a 14-hour day, which means you get 3 hours to do unloading, loading, and taking your 30-minute break.
Okay.
You have 11 hours to drive.
Okay.
So that's the only, and you have to take that 10-hour break. Now, you could take a break before your 11 hours are up, or you can take it like before you even drive 8 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. Just depends on how far your run is at that time.
Okay.
But basically, you're just tracking where you stopped, where you got fuel, if you stopped, and if you have an electronic log, if you stopped, it's going to show when you stopped anyway.
Okay.
But you say, oh, I stopped for the bathroom, or I stopped to get something to eat.
Yeah.
But when most people get something to eat, they're doing it on their 30-minute break.
Okay.
Now, what they changed is, and this was in the past couple years, what they changed with e-logs and logs in general, if you're at a shipper sitting for more than 30 minutes, that's already included in your break.
Damn.
So you don't even have to take a break now if you don't want to. If you were sitting for longer than 30 minutes at your stop.
Okay. When you say a shipper break, what you mean, like somewhere where they're
somewhere where you're loading?
Okay.
That's a shipper. And then a shipper is where you're loading, and the receiver is when you offload.
Okay.
And sometimes, depending on what you're doing, depending on how many trucks are there, depending on how slow they are, I've been at shippers and receivers. I think the longest I was ever at one was 9 hours.
Oh shit.
Waiting to get unloaded.
Wow.
And this was at a construction site.
Okay. But they pay you for all that, right?
Oh,
Because that's not on you.
Yeah, you get paid detention time.
Okay.
And for me, so I don't move my truck unless I'm getting 4+ miles a gallon. I mean 4+ miles per, for money. Like, so
pay?
Yeah. If I'm getting like $4 and I don't move for less than $4 a mile.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. But every run that I have it pays over that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have customer freight.
So now that we're on the entrepreneurial side, now you need to start assessing how much you're getting paid per mile.
Absolutely.
Because before, right, when you're working for these companies, whatever, they're going to pay me a set.
What they
It don't matter.
And they'll pay you. You have companies that'll start you off at 45 cents a mile. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but you still, like, if you run the miles, you can still make like 12 to 1,300.
And these are longer trips normally when you're, because I'm assuming they're going to abuse you when you're new.
Absolutely.
They're driving from New York to
have
California.
no seniority.
Like they're abusing you. You're going to make that money back anyway, right? It's blood money, but you make it.
And what they do is they're going to ask you, well, what regions do you like to run? And we don't have forced dispatch, but yet they'll dispatch you in a forceful way. So they have forced dispatch. So
okay, can you tell the people real quick what is forced dispatch and how does the dispatching work in general? Because that's something we didn't touch on yet.
Forced dispatch is when you have no say in where you want to go.
Okay.
You have no say in where you want to go at all. Now, you'll have some companies, once they see how good of a worker you are, they may let you decide what lane you want to run. And lanes are what states you want to run, what regions you want to run. Like for me personally, I only run Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida.
Okay, you
I
ain't
don't go anywhere else.
You're not You're not going north. You're not going out west.
Nope.
None of that.
Because I've never went out west. I've been out there several times off trips and stuff.
course.
But I don't drive out there because you got to think about. Just think about it. Think about this.
I like that one.
Think about
Where's
this.
the thing, man? Come on, give him a thing.
So think about this, right? You have to.
Get your own sound effect.
I got you.
This nigga fresh, man.
You know what? I need a soundboard, bro.
Nah, man.
You know what? Next show, I'm having a soundboard. Yeah.
Nigga ain't going
Think about this.
Don't worry about him, bro.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Continue on. So think about this, yeah.
So basically, if fuel is the average fuel right now, average fuel is about, I think it's like $3.87 or to $3.90 a gallon. That's the average fuel right now.
Okay.
Average. So
We're talking diesel, right?
diesel fuel, yes, because that's the only thing you can use. And then on top of that, you have DEF, which is usually higher than that. So you're going to have to put that in there as well.
Okay.
So if you're driving, okay, so for example, people think they're making a lot of money. Well, if you take this run to Cali from New Jersey, you can make $7,000. That's all well and good. But it's going to take me 3 or 4 days to get out there, or 4 days to get out there. And on top of that, I'm going to be spending half of that in fuel. Just getting out there. So is it really worth it? Or do you want to take shorter loads and then,
more runs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what I do. I do like, I do a lot of quantity.
Okay.
That's what I do.
You do more runs, shorter distances. With tried and true routes.
Yes. Absolutely, because there are just certain places I'm not going.
Okay.
I just won't. I won't, like Northeast. I may start going up there, but the money has to be right.
It has to be right to go up there. Okay. Because then you're dealing with inclement weather and all this other bullshit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So we talked about the logs, forced dispatch. Now, and you said so someone gets their truck. We want a truck that's pre-def, right? So that they can go ahead and not have to deal with the electronic logs.
And not to cut you off, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'm telling you, there have been to replace DEF units. It's almost like replacing the motor itself.
Holy!
It's like 20 to 30K sometimes to replace DEF because the DEF completely ruined the motor.
And to be clear, the DEF is the that's the type of fuel that it takes that burns more efficiently. That's more environmentally sound.
Allegedly, but it also
really comes with electronic.
It does.
And we were talking about the logs. So you got electronic, and then so electronic automatically does it for you versus a logbook.
Yeah.
Now, why is the logbook superior to the electronic? Because wouldn't the electronic be more convenient? It just does it for you.
Yeah, it would be, but there's a reason why I say that I don't like anyone tracking what I do when I move and stuff like that.
More privacy.
Yeah, more privacy. And for argument's sake, let's just say there's a big reason why I like running paper log.
Gotcha.
Let's just say that I like to run. So
yeah.
Like I'll be back and forth before the sun comes up.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
He's not held to the
you see where I'm going. You see where I'm going.
Yeah. You're able to finesse. I get it. A little bit. Wait, you guys
give him a little break and get to the chats.
I guess we could. I mean, we cooking, man.
Yeah, we cooking, man. I'm good, bro. But
okay, we can run it.
So, and chat, go ahead and get your questions in, because obviously this is a very educational episode. I'm learning a fuck ton myself. Holy crap!
And by the way, I'm trying not to read the chats, man. But there was, I think it was a chat in there that said, "Well, he only has one truck. You guys gotta do better." What you don't understand is, I don't want the headache of having drivers working under me as company drivers.
Okay.
So what's going on with me is I am hiring 6 drivers on in August, but they're going to already be own operators. And what I do is I get a percentage. So
Gotcha.
They get 85%. They're bringing all their equipment. The only thing I'm supplying them with is a fuel card. And then they all have to come under my insurance. But when they come under my insurance, that gets taken out every week.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how that's rolling now. I know y'all probably don't think one truck brings in a lot of money, but I promise you, when you're running right and you're doing things the way they're supposed to be done, it brings in some really good money.
I've seen some numbers myself, and I'm considering buying a truck myself too. Not for me to drive, but for someone else to drive for me.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people are doing as well. But if you ever have any questions, bro, just hit me up about it, and I'll be sure to let you know, man. But a lot of people are doing that, Myron. Like, I think that'd be something lucrative for y'all to do.
So hiring, so you're an owner operator, but you're hiring people under you that are running the loads. So my question is then, what incentive do they have to go under you when they can just do it themselves if they're an owner operator just like yourself?
Because
insurance?
Well, for one, insurance. Number 2, they don't have to worry about finding loads. I have all of the runs already.
Okay.
I have plenty.
I was gonna say you got the connects.
Yeah, I have plenty. They give me so much, Pauls, that
you can't do them all yourself.
I can't.
Okay.
I just can't. So I have more than enough freight out there to for everyone to eat, bro.
Gotcha.
Basically. And,
all right.
and that's why I'm here, because I want people to be better than me, man. This is not about me. Mm-hmm. It's not about me. The whole reason.
Yeah, he doesn't have a course or anything to sell to y'all. Like, he's literally like, this is just a guy that loves what he does, that's giving you guys free content, no incentive at all. Like, I got to sell you a course or some other shit. That's why he's telling you guys everything straight up right here.
Yeah, and the whole reason why I started this in the first place was so that my mother could retire. And so that my family will be good.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason I started this whole thing in the first place, is so that my mom can retire. She doesn't have to worry about anything for the rest of her life.
I think you should do some coaching though, because you seem to know a lot of knowledge here.
Yeah, he'll be doing some consults with people if they got questions.
Yeah.
Definitely should, bro.
Man, I'm telling you, when y'all first announced that I was coming on, I had about 50 DMs like that same night. It was insane. I was like, you know what? I need to put everybody in a group chat, so that way if they have any questions or if they want consultations and stuff, they can just ask me.
Yeah.
You know, but I just want you guys to eat. There's enough out here for everybody to eat. You just have to stop being lazy. That's it.
I can see it now. In Stars and Lights. Fresh and Fit Trucking. There you go.
All right. So, okay. So we talked about the logs, electronic logs versus non-electronic logs. They get their first truck, right? And obviously, it's very important that they get their first truck that's pre-DEF, so they can avoid electronic logs, right? Though it's still potential. There's still going to be a high potential where when they contract with someone and they're working for them, even as an owner operator, they're still going to have to do electronic logs. But you want to minimize it as much as possible, right?
Yes.
Okay. And maybe in the Zoom call, we can go ahead and go into the more details of that stuff we won't talk about on YouTube. Okay. So they procure the first truck. You said around 15 or 20K. They can get one.
Yeah, you can get one around 15 or 20K.
A good one too, right?
Yeah, it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. Like, I suggest that y'all go out there, because a bank will, they will definitely approve you, because it's a money maker. It's not something that's just luxury. It's going to be a money maker.
Okay. So how much should they really? So what should they be shooting for then? You're saying 15, 20K maybe to get your foot in the door?
to get everything started.
Okay, but what if they want to get? You know what? I want to do this right the first time. I want to get a truck that's not going to break down on me. I don't want any shortcuts. What should they have?
You want to pay about anywhere from 70 to 90K, because trucks are newer trucks are 200,000 plus.
Oh shit. Okay.
200,000 plus.
But 70 to 90K will put them in a position
will
where
put you in a really good position.
Okay. So now I see what you mean when you said save up for 3 years. Like, you don't want to get into this owner operator thing right away.
Yeah. Again, you have to know how to. It's just like me. Like, I want to get into real estate, but I don't. You know, I know certain things about it, but I'm not gonna just go out there and be like, oh, I'm gonna buy all these properties. I don't know nothing about it like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like, you just can't bum rush, and people they always want quick money. They don't understand that things take time. Things took time for you fellas, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So they think that you can just get into trucking and make all this money. Now, it can make a big difference, you know, in someone's life that was always like working in a grocery store or something like that. You know, it can make a big difference. Like, that jump in, you know, in capital and stuff, like, it can make a big difference.
Yeah.
I think working an office job, being inside all the time and being in an enclosed area, doing that way more fun, I would say.
Yeah.
Trucking, at least.
Bro, it's like, it's my office. No one's bothering me. And I just couldn't work for anyone anymore. I was done. Yeah. So when I got to, and I have an LLC, you know, because I didn't plan on putting on 50, 60, 70 trucks. I didn't plan on doing that. I always had a cap, and that cap is 10 trucks. That's it. Because anything over that, you have to do. You got to do corporate.
Oh, hell no.
You got to go the corporate route after 10 trucks.
Hell no.
Okay. All right. So you get your first truck.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Correction. After 20 trucks. Forgive me, y'all. Sorry.
Okay. So so you can get your foot in the door with 15 to 20K. Get your first truck. But if you really want to get a good one, 70 to 90. Let's say you get your first truck, 15, 20K, etc., whatever it is, right? Then what? What's the next route after that next step?
So after you get your truck, they're going to want insurance first. They're going to want to see that you have insurance. Or, okay, I'm kind of jumping the gun because I'm talking about owning a business. So if you get your own truck, there will be some people that will not hire you on because of the year of the truck or what have you, because there are people that have policies. But if you're trying to get
that's a good point.
Yeah.
So what's the latest what's the oldest they can buy then, so that they can still be marketable and be able to find work?
I'd say a 2000, and it depends on the shape of the truck and, you know, how good a shape it's in, like if it can pass their inspection.
Yeah.
But depending on what type of insurance the company has, it can be like, I would say don't do anything under like a 2010-ish, 2012.
2010 is the oldest they can get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to be on the safe side.
All right.
Just to be on
So
the safe side.
someone that they get the money, whatever they want. What? Fuck it. Let's just give them to them because people need like the KISS, keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
What truck should they purchase as their first truck if they want to go ahead and go into the owner operator world? What's a model year would you suggest is a great beginner truck for people that's still somewhat affordable, but they can get their foot in the door and get as many jobs as possible to build more capital?
Oh, I would say like a Kenworth T680,
Okay.
a Freightliner Cascadia. Now these all have DEF on them. So we're just going the route of to get
Most
your foot in the
marketable.
door. Yeah,
Yeah.
most marketable. A T680 Kenworth, a Freightliner Cascadia. Freightliner Coronado, they're really good trucks.
Okay.
Those are some nice trucks, and they're glider kits.
Okay.
But they're newer.
Okay.
They're newer.
And the glider kit again, one more time. What is that?
The glider kit is just a motor that doesn't have DEF in it.
Boom. Okay.
That's all it is.
Yeah, you want to avoid DEF when you can.
Yeah, because you can get a really nice, reliable truck. Like I would go Coronado. That's a Freightliner Coronado. Those are the T680s that you just put on the screen. Those are Kenworth T680s.
Thank you, Bills. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Yeah, man. Good looking on that one.
Yeah, we'll pull that up so we can have more visual for these guys.
I got you.
Shout out to Bills. And you guys can see the Twitter numbers on there as well. Shout out to Bills for just improving the quality all the time.
Hey, man, thank you, man. I appreciate
Thank you,
bro.
Bills.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
W Bills.
Yeah, W Bills, man.
No, I appreciate you, man.
Someone said a Kenworth W900. That truck is a very beautiful truck. You're just gonna have to have money to get one of those.
Okay.
But they're actually they're doable now though. They're doable now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like the big pop of trucks. Those and Peterbilt 389s, 379s. Those.
So these are all good trucks to start with. What are
Yeah.
the price ranges of all these different trucks? I'm assuming it varies, or
It varies depending on the year, depending on
2010 for
what's
these.
in it. So if we're talking 2010,
which is the oldest they can get.
if we're talking 2010, man, those trucks are still selling for like, they're still selling for anywhere between 80 to 90.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, because of the type of truck it is.
Okay.
Like those trucks are like the classic of like, let's just say we have an American car. Like those would be like the Corvette of cars.
Okay.
Basically.
The trucking world.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned earlier that trucks in the 80s are good.
They are.
But would that fuck you up with like being able to find jobs once you go the owner operator route?
It depends again on the company. Now there are some companies that, like for example, there are a lot of flatbed companies that, they're smaller, like they got like 15, 20 trucks. A lot of them don't mind just as long as it can pass inspection.
Okay.
So a lot of them won't mind.
Okay.
And if the insurance will take them, that's another thing. Because some of these people have had their same insurance companies for years, and they're just like, just because you've been with us for so long, we know you so well. Yeah, just bring this guy on.
Okay.
And that's another thing.
But you're just saying, if someone's starting out and they want to be the most marketable,
Yeah.
these are the units that shouldn't give you no problems with getting insurance and being a brand new owner operator.
Mhm. It shouldn't give you issues at all.
Okay.
It really shouldn't.
So should a more experienced person purchase a vehicle, one of these trucks that's in the 80s, like you said before?
Yeah, a more experienced person can, because they know the motor. They know what it's going to take to, like, if it's not exactly 100%, to get it to where it can be, pretty darn near 100%. So, like, I started off with a 1987 Freightliner cab over, like the ones that look like the Terminator trucks.
Yeah.
Like flat nose trucks. That's what I started out with, but it was stretched. It was a beautiful truck, man. Beautiful truck.
You know Transformers, right?
Yeah.
Which one was
Optimus Prime?
Optimus Prime?
Yeah, it looked just like that.
That's crazy.
It looked just like that.
Oh, and just to go back real quick to the type of trucks that you can drive.
Optimus Prime.
What about box trucks? Is that a whole other world?
Box trucks is a whole nother world, but
Okay.
there are a lot of people that are doing box trucks. I've been reading up on it. I'm not too savvy on it, but I've been reading up on it.
Literally it's its
Yeah.
own discipline.
It's
It's not the same as this.
It's not. But the thing about a box truck is you can definitely get into places where a big truck cannot, and that's where they come into play, and that's why they're so lucrative and so good to have these
They're
days.
bigger in major cities, aren't they?
Yes,
like in New York City, etc. is run by
absolutely.
box trucks, right?
Absolutely, because it's terrible. My dad used to go to Brooklyn all the time. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how he did it, bro. He like the size of the truck and the trailer, and he had the back end like off the side street where there's cars on either side. Like that dude was amazing.
So
Okay.
I can imagine buying a truck almost like buying a car in a way.
It is.
What is the mileage you should buy lowest and highest, you would say?
Most older trucks are gonna have 1 million+ miles on them. It's just
million?
Wait, sorry.
A million?
Wait,
Mhm.
1 million miles on a truck?
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, you gotta remember something. It's diesel, but most bigger
Well, diesel does last a lot. Yeah.
most bigger companies, it's also called preventative maintenance. Like a lot of people, they do 15K in oil change. I always do 10 or 10 to 12 is what I do. I change my oil every 10 to 12,000 miles. So I don't, the motor will be as good as it needs to be for that time. Just doing preventative maintenance will help you out so much. It'll help you stay ahead of the curve and don't take any shortcuts.
So my first truck can be at 1 million miles.
Yeah, your first truck can be, but by then the motor's probably already rebuilt.
Got it.
Uh,
Okay, that makes sense though.
And what most bigger
So what's on the odometer doesn't necessarily reflect the engine
exactly
sometimes.
exactly
Okay. All right.
and
All right, fair.
what most bigger companies do, and this is a thing that you guys should look into, guys that are watching, with most bigger companies, they'll start to get rid of their trucks around 400,000 to 450,000. So you still got some good uses in it.
That's when you come in and you pick it up.
Yes, absolutely. And then that's when you guys should go in there and get it, because it's going to be on a fresh trade-in, because they get trucks every 2 to 3 years.
Wow.
Okay, that actually leads. Okay, so going back to the whole starting up as an owner operator, etc. We talked about what cars to get, how much is gonna. What trucks to get, how much is gonna cost, etc. Where should they go to procure them? You're saying these businesses that want to get rid of them?
So basically, you just go to you can go to any place that sells trucks. Like, so they have like Kenworth, Peterbilt. They have mom and pop. They have like mom and pop like dealerships for trucks, and to be honest with you, a lot of them have really good trucks because it's going to be the truck that you want, and they're going to make sure that it was taken care of. Now, when you go to a dealership, sometimes they might give you a warranty just because you brought one of their trucks. They may give you warranty. Like MHC is a major one. MHC is very, very good with supplying you trucks.
What about auction?
You can get a truck at an auction, but the thing about an auction, you never know what you're getting. And even because it's not checked out or anything.
Right.
So you don't know what can be wrong with it. That's when the mechanic comes into play.
Got it.
So you have to check for blow by, which is when you take the the oil cap off. And when you take the oil cap off, you see if there's any smoke coming up or if there's oil pushing out. You want to stay away from those.
That's scary, bro.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like, that means that you
Engine on the whale, probably.
Yep.
Damn, son.
Yep, and you don't want that because
Imagine spending all that money for a truck and then it blows up like a month later.
I have plenty of stories that has happened to me.
You?
Yeah, that's happened to me a few times.
How do you recover from that?
Bro, it's one of the most difficult things to recover from. But this is why you save, and this is why
There's
you
where that 10
have
to 20K comes in that you were talking about.
this. And to be honest with you, it wasn't always like that. When I could just be like, okay, let me just get another truck. Let me fix this truck. Like, it's times where I was like, you know what? I'm about to shut the doors. But then I was just like, this is all par for the course. I'm just going to grind and just do what I have to do. And if I have to get another truck, I'll just get another truck. That's it. And I've just been very fortunate to be able to sell the stuff I have and, be able to do certain things.
Yeah.
And again, bro, like, it has happened to me. Like, all because of a little hose that busted. Whole motor's done. Get a Caterpillar motor, $30,000 just to rebuild.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like getting a 304, starting all over.
Yep.
Too much miles.
Too much miles.
Telling you, bro.
Too many
telling you,
miles.
So okay, so we talked about getting your first truck, how much it's gonna cost, mileage to look for, where you can get it, etc. They got it. They're ready to go. They're ready to hit the road. How do they start finding jobs?
So again, are we talking about from them being leased on to someone, or are we talking about them starting their own business? Because those are two totally different things.
Sure.
Let's do lease to own and then do owner on Castle Club for the Zoom call. Because time's ticking. We've got Donovan too.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way.
Okay. So yeah, I guess what route will most people go? You would say.
Most people are going to definitely take the route of leasing onto a company.
Right.
Okay.
By the way, guys, don't be sold the false dream of doing lease purchase. It usually never works out. Lease purchasing is when you are with a company and they want to convert you over to owner operator. And what they do is they'll convert you over to owner operator. They'll say, oh, you're going to make this much of a percentage for the loads. You're no longer a company driver. But guess what? Now all of the maintenance and stuff falls on you. And then the thing
so
is
that basically you're driving one of their trucks that they're going to give to you.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
And then the thing is
You're leasing the truck to own it. So you're
Yes.
basically
your own operator at that point.
your owner operator. Okay. But now you're responsible for the truck.
You're responsible for it. Yep. And they can decide whether or not they're going to run you or not. Yeah. You sometimes you'll have a pick of where you want to go, but they'll give you crappy loads just so you can not make your truck payment. Because those lease purchase truck payments are like $3,200 a month.
Oh.
Yeah, they're a lot of money a month, bro. Yeah, so
you're better off.
you're better off just buying your own truck
buying
and
your
then
own
leasing
truck
on.
and then going on and working for them that way
Yeah.
versus like getting the truck through them and then paying them.
Yeah,
And they're gonna be probably e-logging you the whole time.
yeah, and you're gonna be. You're really still gonna be under their thumb, but you're just gonna have the opportunity and the illusion to make more money.
Damn.
Yeah, some people it works out, but the majority it's a freaking nightmare.
Okay.
I know because I tried it.
I could only imagine you doing that, and then let's say, for example, your truck breaks down on the road.
Oh yeah, you're
It's
responsible.
like you're
for that.
responsible for everything, but you don't have the same independence.
Yeah, and here's the thing. What right?
Stepdaddy.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Stepdaddy.
Yeah.
what'll happen is with that is they will basically say, "Oh yeah, we'll pay for the repair." But guess what?
Comes out your pay.
It comes out of your pay.
Damn.
Because what they do is they start a maintenance fund for you. So all that money is going, like some of the money's going into a maintenance account for you. But that'll easily get drained if you're having back-to-back breakdowns. And if your motor blows, you're done. You're going to be in the
Finito.
negative.
Finito.
And guess what people do? They skate, they leave. They don't even finish the lease purchase, they leave.
Wow.
Or they'll go back to being a company driver. That's what happens most of the time.
Okay.
It's a lot in this, bro. I mean, it is a lot.
Yeah,
we could
I can
do
see there's a lot of
35
pitfalls.
episodes on this, bro.
Yeah, I can see that where there's just so many pitfalls where you can literally mess up if you don't know what you're doing.
That's why I said for the majority, man, you really can make money doing this, bro. But to be a owner operator, to be someone that absolutely wants to make money in this thing, you have to put in the time. You got to pick people's brains, and you can't be scared
And
to
I
ask
see why
questions.
you said people need to company drive for a while.
Yes.
Yo, don't the marker for Jay, man. This is some good content.
Yeah, yeah. This is a lot of shit, man.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
If you learn all this knowledge, you either gotta go through it with experience and fail, or I mean, you can learn this in school, right?
No, you can't learn this in school. This is all things that you learn while you're out there. I've learned so many great lessons off of the failures that have come my way, and it's just not giving up.
And you took all the L's so they could take W's. Shout out to you, man.
And again, this is for y'all guys. Like I mean, I absolutely love these dudes, but this is for
Pause.
you. Pause. Yes. Bro, I love the content and everything, but this is for you guys, man. Like I'm doing this for y'all because I want y'all to be way better than me at this. If you're thinking about coming, going into trucking, please just take your time. Think about if it's something that you really want to do, because I promise you, if you are successful with it, you are going to love it, and it's not even going to become a job anymore. It's just going to be something that you love to do. And I like traveling too, so that's why I did it.
Yeah.
That's really
Shit.
why I got into
But
it.
I could see why it's not easy, man. It's definitely not easy, and there's so many different routes you can go, different disciplines you can go, but at the same time there's a lot of pitfalls where you can literally mess yourself up.
Yeah.
I like when he said it's not what's driving behind the wheel. There's way more to that because it is.
Yeah, especially
it's
transitioning from being a company driver over to owner operator, getting your first truck, trying to find jobs, etc. I guess we could talk about more about finding the jobs.
Council Club.
I'll go ahead and read some of these chats real fast. We got, this is Money Monday. What's more important than making money, keeping it? My friend just lost 2 contracts that would have brought him $360,000 a year, all over a woman. Be careful, my friends. Yeah, man. Rigo Savage.
Happens,
Shout
bro.
out to you, man. $100 down to my friend. Thank you so much. Car hauling is no joke. He is right on it with the money is insane, but so much more goes into it than you can ever realize. I'm an owner operator and own a 480-foot trucks in the car hauling industry, always overweight, over height, over length, very stressful industry. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you got to meet certain standards and requirements,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. Oh
Damn.
yeah.
As a truck driver, you have to be willing to be away from people and you will lose people you love.
Mhm.
Okay.
So just to add to that point as well, he lost 2 wives doing trucking. My cousin,
Wow.
and it's hard because you're not home, so they're gonna be bored. They're gonna be like, it's just tough, man. It's
yeah,
tough.
it is. My parents were married for almost 40 years. No, they were married for 40 years. They were together longer. And my pop passed away a few years ago, but
Rest in peace to him.
I appreciate you. And what happened was, he was gone, but he was never gone for weeks at a time. He always made sure he was home in order to be able to raise us, take care of us, and do what he had to do, and still be there for my mother.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout
So
out to him, huh?
yeah, that's what I learned. I learned everything from him, man.
Tough.
All right. What else do we got here? Okay, you live in Florida thinking that you're gonna drive local. You better be working out freaking Walmart, bro.
They put you all the way in Alabama.
Yeah. Big
Word.
Bills, Myron, y'all should have a BTS video type vlog where y'all are IRL like another cameraman filming a video. Showing the Miami Nightlife girl supporters in the behind the scenes of the actual IRL. That would be fire. 2 Nightlife IRL BTS videos a month. I think they have Club Ninjas. We'll like that, and you can post it on YouTube. Rumble X has since X pays. What?
I think we got TTS real quick too.
Oh, TTS right here.
Your boba? Your bobway?
W Freshfit. Question. I'm about to go to CDL school and I have a company lined up to drive for, but how much should I save up once I buy my first truck in case of mechanical breakdowns, and how long did it take you to be profitable on your first truck?
Good question.
So, like I said, you should save up anywhere from 10 to 20K. I know that little 10K is a stretch, but 10 to 20K at minimum.
With his first truck.
With his
even
fir-
after. Okay.
Yeah, with his
all right.
first truck. Like, because 20K is going to cover a lot of expenses.
Okay.
A lot of expenses. So you should be very good with 20K.
So they should
to
have
start off.
20 after they buy their truck.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
keep building on that too,
Yeah.
because you never know if that truck goes down and you decide,
So don't buy a truck and then have no money after.
right?
Like,
Please
you
don't.
better have 20K after you buy the
Yes,
truck.
please do that. That's the whole point. And to answer the second part of your question, for me to, it didn't take long for me to see a profit. I think it took me 3-4 weeks.
Okay. And would you say would you say that's because you earned your stripes driving company first?
I did, but the thing about it is,
But your dad obviously
Right,
taught you as
right,
well, so you were
right.
able to kind of.
but my customer, like the biggest customer I have, shout out to Freeman Industries, man. Like they, so I was leased onto a company. I was actually doing a lease purchase from a company. And what happened was I was basically hauling freight from Freeman Industries. So they said, when you get your own truck, let us know and we'll put you on right away. So
Yep. I
I started creating all these connections with shippers and receivers
While you're working for
while
the company.
I'm working for the company.
W networking.
And I always tell people this: you are your own best advertisement. If you cannot advertise and market yourself, it's not going to be too many people that can, because you know yourself better than anyone.
Damn.
All right.
Actually,
Cool.
the guy making 400K a month, that's what he did. He started working for a company. But all connects that he made were in the company himself. Like, for example, the clients, the contracts he made himself. He said, hey, this is what I'm doing on the side as well. If you need any more help, let me know. That's why he grew to be so big, so he could make contacts within the company.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, that's how you do it, man. You have to network. You absolutely have to network. If you don't, especially in trucking, man, you meet so many people in trucking. You never know who you're going to meet. Boy, that's going to be your $1 million ticket right there.
Bro, you should teach how to talk to people in the industry to make that connection for contracts, bro. Because that's big.
Yeah, it is. It
you
is
make
big.
one good contract, you're sailing.
Yeah, you're good. And I'm on the verge of doing 4 other contracts.
Damn.
That's why I'm gonna
need
be
drivers.
hiring drivers,
Yeah.
you know, because it's gonna be way more freight than what I can do.
Okay.
We got here
Good stuff.
live scene. Gene says, "What's up, FNF crew? It's your favorite pharmacist. It was a pleasure meeting and turning up with you guys at the yacht party in April. Yes, shout out to you, man.
bro.
I also met Jay at the yacht party as well, and we have been good friends ever since. Make him stay for after hours, JB. Okay.
Oh yeah, Yeah. So that's JB. He's a pharmacist. He does consultations as well.
Okay.
So that's who I was here with.
Okay.
He was one of the ones
He's
I
in
was
Miami
here
right
with.
now?
He just left today. I'm the last one here. The last
We need to
one
bring a
Mohegans.
pharmacist on.
Yeah, we do,
Because we actually, we should bring
He's good, bro. He's
we
good.
should bring him to talk about being a I told y'all, man, we're going to bring you guys
Castle Club
all
members.
types of people.
All the guys that do expertise or career that's big, we should bring them on.
Yeah. So
DM
that
me.
you guys,
And he's a young guy too, man. Young guy and
because you can make 100,000 plus as a pharmacist, and you don't got to go through as much schooling. It's only about 6 years. You don't got to go to med school and all that bullshit.
During COVID. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Especially.
Let's see.
Part 2.
Derek says, "What's up, FNF? Longtime supporter here. I'm 26, truck driving for 5 years. Two of them being a regional company truck driver, but had to quit to pursue civil engineering. Truck driving is not for the weak, but it pays real good. Owner operation is the way to go."
Yep.
Okay. JBX has been driving for 5 years, have all of my endorsements, and make around $96K a year. Do the owner operators make significantly more? What advice would you give for beginners in that?
Okay, so you've been driving for 5 years. You have endorsements and make around $96K a year. That's actually pretty good.
That means he's a company driver, right?
Yeah, but if he's making that a year, man, and he's doing that in company driving, that's darn good. Because having the headaches of being an owner operator, bro, those are headaches that a lot of people cannot deal with, and it will make you hate trucking if you absolutely don't love it. It will make you absolutely hate it.
Damn.
But you seem like you have the experience, bro. So my advice to you would be, get a truck that's gonna be worth it. And my question is, do you plan on leasing on, or do you plan on, actually going under your own authority for yourself? That would be my question to him before I can actually answer that question.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right. Self-made forever driver, please explain to people why it's important for drivers to get up to speed coming into the highway. Also explain why it's important to stop cutting truck drivers off to make their turn. Explain things car drivers need to stop doing around truckers.
Car drivers need to stop doing nonsense like that because we have an air brake system. It takes longer for air brakes to actually brake the truck. And mind you, this is 80,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So it takes way longer for us to brake than it does for a car. So, and this is where self-awareness comes into play. If you don't have any self-awareness, as a person that drives a car and you're in front of a truck and you're stopping suddenly, it's just like,
Yeah, stupid.
yeah, what are you doing?
A great man once said, F around and find out. Literally.
Yeah. F around and find out, because
That is not a joke, bro.
if you want to see an early grave, there you go.
Imagine getting hit by a truck, bro. Nigga,
Not
you
good, bro.
done for.
If you want to make local money, local driving trucks, just not in Florida. That's from Zoe. And then Zoe again says, I live in Florida. I tried driving local. Every job is offering $600, $700 a week. Bullshit. That's why I'm OTR. I don't like it, but it is what it is. I mean, on the road, I think he means.
Yeah. There are a lot of companies that aren't offering that, and this is why, like for example, companies like Pepsi, Coke, Cisco. Thank you, sir. Yeah, man. Like, they make the money and they're home every day. They make good money, like Pepsi, Coke.
Cisco is a big one, though.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm always on the road. I see Cisco trucks everywhere.
Yeah,
see them
and
all the
they're
time,
home.
all the time.
Publix is another one too.
Okay.
Publix is
Oh,
another
that people
one.
could work for.
Yeah,
Another like fresh out with little to no experience.
Well, you have to have, for them, I think it's 1 year experience,
Okay.
1.5 years of experience.
Okay.
But that, I promise y'all, that first year goes by so fast.
Okay.
It goes
I
by
know
so
They got
fast,
crazy
man.
benefits for employees, Publix.
Yeah, and they
Crazy benefits.
They get paid well too. And then when you really get into it, 2 years of experience with no accidents or anything. That's another thing. Keep your records clean, man. Anything you do in your car, it will affect your record for your license.
Wow.
You have one license. You don't have two separate licenses when you have a CDL. You have one license. So whatever you do in a car, it's almost like you're doing it in a truck.
So if I got a DUI,
Oh, you're done.
you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're done.
Wow.
You're done.
Imagine you got a great career in trucking. You
Yeah.
get drunk with some friends one weekend, get DUI, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're done.
Damn.
It's
DUI
over.
is a life killer.
Holy.
It's over.
You shouldn't even be drinking at all if you're a truck driver, to be honest with
At
you.
all. You shouldn't be doing anything that's drug related at all, period. That's going to influence you in any way. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Do not do it.
Okay. Good to know.
And then the random drug testing comes up too. I just had one
Oh,
2
for
weeks
real?
ago. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
had one
even
2
if
weeks
you're an
ago.
owner operator.
They'll send it right to the company. It came right to me. They was like, And if you don't respond to that, they will revoke your license, and they'll revoke your business license. Yeah.
They not play, huh?
Yeah, bro.
Makes sense.
The
Professional
FMCSA,
truck driver.
yeah,
There you
the
go.
FMCSA does not play games.
Okay.
They don't play.
A million miles isn't anything fresh. The diesel runs colder. That is why it lasts longer than a gas car. All right.
Cool.
Listen, guys, I'm currently driving for a company on the road, but I have a friend. He purchased a truck with 800,000 miles on it. He's making 7,000 to 8,000 every week right now. Shout out to that.
Yeah,
So
that's
wait. We got PSIG, and as you guys can see here, man, we're reading the chats mostly from Castle Club, because that's the community, guys. Jump in Castle Club, CastleClub.tv, man. Get in there. We're having, like I said, we're creating groups all over the place, chapters all over the country. Jay might end up, because he's closest to Birmingham, we might have him run Birmingham, Alabama. So for all you guys out there in Alabama, we'll have somebody out there for y'all.
I think what we should do for some of the meetups, bring some of the guys like Jay, that
Yeah,
are
of course.
experts in, for example, their field of endeavor. Have them talk to the guys as well for the free meetup.
Yeah, we got another trucker expert out of Seattle as well. So you could probably talk more about the Pacific West Coast, whereas Jay specializes down here in the East.
They make
And guys, we
money
got
out
like
there.
8K
Southeast.
watching in total. Like the video, man.
Yeah, like
as
the
well.
video,
Rumble
ninjas.
and YouTube.
Okay, what are good alternatives if you don't want to go on the road? I'm currently making $30 an hour delivering drywall, driving a boom truck with a trailer, so I'm using my CDL and I have a NCCO ABL license, but currently everywhere I look, $30 an hour is around the cap. I have a good driving record. I'm currently number 3 driver in my region.
Oh, wow.
So basically, dude, just get your own truck, bro.
At that point,
Get your own truck. If you don't want to cap on yourself, please get your own truck. And if you're doing all that, man, and bro, yeah, just get your own truck. It's just going to be so much more lucrative for you to make the money that you want to make. You'll hit 6 figures in no time.
what's up next here? The Chief here, currently have 8 months experience in growing hook and drop for FedEx right now. I have my doubles/triples in Hazmat. Going to get my tankers next and going to be applying to get my TWIC card so I can go through a military base and port down in Texas. Would like to get a business and getting government contracts. Guys, get into trucking, making good money right now. That's from Chief Rocca. Okay, car hauling is no joke. He's right on it with the money. It's insane, but so much more goes into it. You can never realize. I'm an owner operator and owner for. Oh no,
You read that one already.
Yeah. Big Things of Guan. Jay is one of the most humble, outgoing dudes. Don't let him handbag his success. WFNW brother. Join Castle Club Ninjas. See y'all on the yacht.
Shout out to
Money Mitch, man.
He was here too.
We got here. It's Peru from the Zoom call about the trucking company. Got my 2 parents in Grand Rapids, Michigan. They got a trucking LLC. Looking if you do consultations. I'm trying to help them out. Yes, on Instagram, right?
I will.
How can I find you?
So just type in Big BIG Tings TINGS A then GWANN.
Can you bring his page up on the screen for them as well?
All right.
His Instagram.
What else do we got here? And then, guys, we're probably gonna end it after these questions because we got Donovan in the house. We got to do the second interview.
Yeah.
And then obviously we got after hours. That I'm gonna try to squeeze in a Zoom call in between if we can. But yeah. I sustained a work injury back in April and had surgery for it last week. I decided once I'm cleared I can go back to work. It was time to make the switch to go CDL school. I applied today for a pre-hire and was approved. Within an hour later, you guys made this stream announcement. WFNF, crew guest. I got you, bro. And then what we'll probably do is we'll bring Jay back and we'll cover the whole owner-operator side because we didn't get to cover that as much as I wanted. We got you guys up until the point where you buy your truck, but then now we got to talk about finding contracts, routes to take, where to work, where not to work, etc. That's a whole other episode. I can clearly see that. Yo, Myron, could you post a one-on-one episode with Chess Brown Council Club? It was free.
I got you.
We'll get that up for you guys. Can we get it from by tomorrow? Because this is like the 3rd time they've asked for that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. W Big Twings, he's a solid dude. But he's got 23 children and 20 baby mamas.
Real bad man.
Okay.
He was here too. He left. He left Sunday. He left that Sunday.
Going to start a brokerage with a friend. What exactly should I have in place before starting, and what mistakes should one avoid making?
Hey, he took my name.
Going to start a broker with a friend. What exactly should I have in place before? First off, you have to have the clients in place first. When you're doing brokering, you have to have the clients in place first. You have to be able to know how to be competitive but not be too cheap. The problem is that when this freight, like people will take freight, like they'll just, remember when they were saying, oh, we need all these truck drivers and stuff. Remember when they were saying all that they were like pushing everyone to do truck driving. Do you know why they were doing that?
What?
To drive the price of the rates down. So you have people that were fly-by-night businesses coming in saying, "Oh, that's $3. You're doing that for $3 a mile? Oh, I'll do it for $150 a mile." So what happens? Now they expect everyone to do it for $150 a mile.
Yeah.
So then when they can't have the freight moved, they have no choice but to build it back up. But it's never going to be that 3 again.
Gotcha.
It'll be somewhere in the middle at that point.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so just make sure you have the contacts and that you're very competitive with your rates.
Okay.
That's it.
Going to start. Okay. There is several ways to get into the industry with Wrath. Guys, please spell check your stuff, man, before you guys send it in, because I can't be reading what the hell y'all be writing sometimes, man. Your driver, operator, fleet owner, dispatcher, and broker. It's always good to know what is like in the truck, but the easiest way to make money now is to learn a bit is dispatching. That's all of the world, I'm guessing, right? Dispatching?
Yeah, and again, I was a dispatcher. Dispatching, oh my gosh, dispatching is more of a headache than actual driving.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, bro. Because some of these truck drivers out here, they get mad at you for everything. So that's why I'm always kind and polite to, to people that I come in contact with that may be brokering a load for me, or that maybe a dispatcher or something like that, because they are absolutely, like, it's more of a headache. But sometimes they don't do their job either. Like, they drop the ball on so many things. It's because they're too busy.
Gotcha.
So sometimes they'll forget that you're even out there. You got to call 20 times. Oh, I'm about to do that right now. No, do it while I'm on the phone.
Gotcha.
Do it while I'm on the phone. That way you can. But when you're talking about dispatching, he's talking about people that work for like a company.
Gotcha.
Basically.
Dispatching.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do we got here? Don't ever start as an owner operator.
Never.
Okay.
Never start as owner operator. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I'm an independent contractor. This from there we go. Chester Pack Trucker.
Yeah.
They still handle all the maintenance, diesel loads. I do write-offs. Wife has all of the health benefits as a pharmacist. I bring home more money than her. So he's an independent contractor.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, we were just talking about him.
Yeah. Anybody else? As a 12-year driver, trucking isn't worth it anymore. Too many restrictions and low pay.
I guess it depends on what you're doing.
Debatable, right?
Yeah.
The industry is very saturated in this time. There's more trucks than freight. Most guys are fighting for scraps. You can still make it work if your numbers are good and you have some sort of niche. Is that true?
That's absolutely true.
Okay.
That's absolutely true. That's
So it
why I
is
said
saturated.
this has to be. They did that on purpose.
To drive down the cost.
To drive down the cost, and that's why there are so many guys getting out of it. But I figured this was the best time to get in it. The best time, because everyone was getting out of it.
Gotcha.
And I already had my niche figured out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you think it's best to find a niche when you're getting into it?
It is, but again, you'd be better off just starting out. You 100% would be better off just going with a company, getting that experience,
Okay.
learning how to manage your money and things of that
So it's
nature.
saturated from the owner-operator perspective, not
It's-
from the company perspective.
So if it's a big company, no. It's I mean, you're not going to be scraping for freight. From an owner-operator perspective, yes, it's saturated, but there are a lot of guys leaving. So how saturated is it going to be in the next couple
Gotcha.
years?
I think that's the importance of being. I just see so many benefits. Now I see what you mean when you said be a company driver first. Be a
Yeah.
company driver first.
Yeah.
Okay. Bro, stop cap. The trucking industry is overregulated and freight rates are garbage. Stop planting a fancy picture for people. I got 24 years in trucking. You got anything you want to say to this dude?
Well,
See, how does it see the bullshit we deal with, bro?
So I started this whole thing off saying
It's not easy.
it's not easy.
He mentioned that.
I never ever presented any type of fantasy anything. I didn't even tell y'all how much I make. So you can't say that I'm presenting this thing where, oh my gosh, it's the best thing in the world. I said it's a headache. I said I want to give up plenty of times, but I'm not giving up because it's my passion. And it's not a job for me. But what I'm doing, I'm going to be creating jobs for more people that are already owner operators. That way they can eat the same way I'm doing.
Well said.
All right. Got my CDL March after the Thor podcast. I think all these chats are basically all it basically confirmed for me is like you got to start as a company driver first, especially now. Especially now. Spent $6,500 total on my school in Michigan, so take his advice and try to get it for free if you can. Okay, this is for the so you spent $6,000 total for $6,500. Damn, for it. Damn, that's expensive, huh? Would you say that's expensive for trucking school, or is that the average? You would say he said spent $6,500 total for a school in Michigan.
That's expensive.
That is a little over. Okay.
That's expensive, but they were
Probably went to a good school then.
They only used to be 3,000. I would have to ask him a question. how long was he in school for? And he better not say 4 to 6 weeks.
Yo,
That
Disco
is bull
Prisco,
crap.
can you tell us how much you were in school for, bro? He probably was there for 6 months or some
And
shit.
he works for Central Transport, bro. I hope you're at a good Central Transport where they have good equipment, because god dang, their equipment is trash.
Okay. I'm not working okay. With one truck, I made $290K running only 9 months out of the year. Freighter, Coronado, or Columbia is a good glider.
Yep.
Truck to start with. Detroit 60 Series is the best motor in my opinion.
My favorite motor, hands down, because you can rebuild it and overbuild it for about 10K.
All right.
I mean, the best motor, hands down. And that right there, him saying he made $290K with one truck is very doable.
Nice.
It's very doable.
All right. Valuable information here. I've been thinking about leaving my profession as a registered nurse and get my Class A CDL to become a trucker because I'm an introvert and I'm not a people person like that anymore.
Uncle Luke in the
That's from
building.
Uncle Luke coming in. All right. Anything else?
No, I do not see anything else.
All right, cool. So, guys, we're going to end it there. We went over, a lot. How long did we go for? Like hour and a half?
Hour 49.
49.
Or hour 49 to give you a lot of sauce, guys, on how to get started in trucking, how to get your CDL, the many routes to fund your CDL, what school is like, how to get started with a company, how to become a company driver, what companies to work for, how much it's going to cost you, how much you should save up to get your first truck, etc. The next episode, I think, is going to be all owner-operator, the more entrepreneurial side, because I think we covered everything as far as like a beginner truck driver needs to know, correct?
Yeah, we covered the first steps.
Yeah, if you want to get into it.
And those are baby steps.
Okay.
There's still a lot.
Yeah,
There's
especially
a lot.
I'm assuming with the entrepreneurial side.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we got one more chat here as well.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Lee says WFNF, but W Big Things of Guan. Jay is one of the smartest, most humble dudes. Don't let him bag his success. We'll see you in July on the yacht party. The last one was good. Get in Castle Club Ninjas, W Brotherhood. Shout out to you.
You sent it twice.
Michael Lee sent us twice because you
Brotherhood.
guys got to join the Castle Club, guys. We got guys like Jay in there, man. Jay's a part of Castle Club, man. And we're going to be bringing in more guys like this, guys. We're, in different professions because my goal here, bro, not all y'all are cut out to be entrepreneurs. Not all you guys are cut out to be influencers or whatever. Let's live in reality here. Not like Little Yachty's dumbass. He said in an interview, well, you can just make money on the internet. Not everybody's going to make money on the internet, bro. The reality is you guys got to have a skill set. We're going to bring guys in to have different skill sets to teach you guys how to make money in today's day and age.
And
Right?
a mentor that knows what he's doing too. As
Absolutely.
Bro, can I say something real
Yeah,
fast?
please.
Everyone's goal is to be a millionaire. That's
Yep.
everyone's goal.
Yeah.
Yep.
But people have to be realistic as well. How do you get there? I mean, the problem is a lot of people don't know how to get there.
Yeah.
So you have to find something, and that's why so many people hate. That's why so many people are upset at certain people's talents and gifts, because they haven't honed in on their own talents and gifts and learned how to monopolize on it.
Yep.
This was bestowed to me from my father, so I absolutely have honed in on this. And all I'm gonna say is next year is gonna be crazy.
Nice.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Nice.
It's gonna be absolutely insane. And just be realistic with yourself, guys. Like, what is it that you want in your lives, man? Like, expand your mindset. Please work out. And please do not ever, ever say that you can't do anything, because the sky's the limit if you put your mind to it. Do everything with all your might.
Bam.
Do everything with all your might.
Well said.
Here's Jay, aka Big Things of Guan.
Where can I find you? Bring his Instagram, please, if you don't mind. And then, any last words? That was it.
I just want to give a shout out to my family. Give a shout out to everybody that's watching. Whether you had something negative to say or whether you didn't. Like, shout out. Whether you did, shout out to y'all. Shout out to Mitch, who donated. My boy AG, my cousin Julius, all my other cousins. Shout out to them. Shout out to the pharmacist, JB.
Yeah.
He's very good at what he does. Very, very good at what he does. And shout out to my boy Chris. He's he's Jamaican that was there on the yacht as well.
Real Jamaican man.
So you guys, y'all absolutely did a great thing when y'all did that meet and greet, because I met so many solid people, man.
Bam.
And now we're all putting our minds together to network,
Make money.
to try to make money.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you
Castle
guys
Club
for
guys,
that, man.
it is guys.
Please get in the Castle
go check
Club.
them out, guys. Get in the Castle Club, guys. Get in there, meet guys like Jay. There's an Instagram there if you guys want to go ahead and DM him. We're gonna bring you back and talk about the entrepreneurial side.
Yes.
We're going to owner operator route, because that's gonna be its own episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jay, thank you so much for coming on the pod, guys.
And
We'll be
thank y'all
back here with
for having
Donovan
me.
Sharp,
bro.
Thank
in
y'all
a
for having
second.
me,
He's
bro.
here in studio, man. Thank you for coming, bro.
Thank you, bro.
That was a masterclass at trucking right
Yeah,
there.
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Especially get you guys foot in the door. We'll be back here in about 5 minutes, guys. Love you guys. Peace.
I ran so far.